This session is continuation of the sixth session, which is the third part of that chapter. And the previous session we have covered almost the basic fundamental of this cycle and few other cycle. In that we have seen just we go the quick review on that last session in which we have studied on the regeneration of gas turbine. Then we have went to the reheating gas turbine. We have compared the ideal ideal condition and the actual simple Breton cycle, which we find out the difference between these two cycles. Similarly, for the intercooling as well, what it does make a difference between if you add intercooling in between two stages of compressor, and after adding this compressor intercooler in between, you have to compare. We seen that the comparison between this ideal and simple Breton cycle. So on the basis of that, we also seen the Ericsson cycle, where we see that if the number of intercooler and number of reheating added, how this effect on this cycle, and what is the meaning of the cycle. Secondly, we also come across a Stirling cycle, which is similar to the Otto cycle, and the previous Ericsson cycle, which is similar, almost similar to the uh, yeah, this similar to the Breton cycle. But exactly what I am saying is uh, not similar in that kind. But if you want to remember, it is quite. You just compare with those cycle and you can remember. But in direct manner, you should not take the word to word meaning that these cycle are similar to the other cycle. If you want to remember, it is quite easier if you compare with this cycle to those cycle. Then this cycle, remembering of this cycle will be easier compared to other cycle. This is the linear cycle which were used in actual aeroplane. So we have seen this as well, and Atkinson cycle and Atkinson cycle also we have checked. We have discussed in the last session, and we have I have explained the actual use of this cycle as well. And in this session, we will start on the real engine. That this is also real engine, but this is your day-to-day life engine, which is nothing but your car, bike, and four-stroke, two-stroke engine, whatever engine you, whatever automotive you see on the road. Nowadays, it comes in EV and HEV, but mostly this engine till date it is all occupied with the four-stroke engine, two-stroke engine. Two-stroke also very less, but the quantity of the four-stroke engine is very much high, and it also run on the different cycles. So what is mean by this cycle, and why this is important? And in this cycle, the actual engine is work on the petrol, diesel, and any different kind of blend. So why this is coming under this ideal gas cycle? Because ideal gas cycle is nothing but it use ideal gas as a fuel, but in actual condition, it is not like that. So to understand, because whatever we see in the real life, it is very much complicated to understand, and to make it simpler, we assume that whatever we are adding into it, it is a simple form. There, in your IC engine, you are taking fuel from fossil fuel to you are converting into heat form. In after heating form, it is expanding, and from there, you are converting chemical into mechanical form. There are many losses, but if you want to calculate everything, there is no such a unit or no any other machine, so you can calculate with respect to that. So it is better to think in ideal manner that something is ideal is there, and according to that, if you assume something, then it get simpler for you to understand this concept. So this thing is now to understand this cycle and the function of this engine. You have to assume that thing, and on the basis of that, this chapter is basically to understand this cycle, how it works, and what are the application where it used, and how does it affect, what will be the efficiency, and many other factor which were you can understand from this session. So engine what is engine is a device which will convert one form of the energy to another form, and this thing is the whatever you have seen before, it is all the cycle where work on the cycling basis, but this is not this is open form of this form of the same thing, because you're taking heat from the atmosphere, you're also sending it back combustion product in the atmosphere. So engine is a simple form of the machine that will convert one form of the energy into another form of, that is chemical form of energy, into mechanical form, and you convert that different form of work into very different kind of work you have done in real life. Just like for the automotive, many construction equipment will be there. There are cranes, many application will be there, automotive, locomotive, and many others there. So to start with the engine, there are some few parameter to understand the capacity of the engine, because to understand how big engine you required for the particular application. Just to, you think if you take a two simple example, one is your bike and second is your car, but you know that the capacity for the car you required much more compared to your bike. So you have to understood what is difference between these two, and what makes this two think differently. So you have to make a different choice for different application. So you have to understood with the basic fundamental of this requirement. So the basic thing is we are going through the dimension of this cylinder and all those things. So it starts with a bore. Bore is nothing but the cylinder, whatever cylinder you have seen, cylinder, the inside it has a hole. That is something but your bore, and also it also called the cylindrical diameter. So that is denoted as a capital D, and stroke, which is nothing but whatever your piston is moving at the top to bottom. You know that if you rotate the crank at that condition, when it is reach at the bottom level to moving, when you continuously start rotating it, so it will slowly move from the bottom to up. So till that level, that whatever the distance is covered from the top, bottom to top or top to bottom, that is nothing but the stroke. And the stroke is nothing but L, which is denoted by capital. And the distance is your whatever crank is there, it rotate twice. So whatever distance is cover, it's nothing but twice of your radius of your crank radius. And after that, the swept volume. What is exactly meant by swept volume? Swept volume is nothing but the distance, whatever distance you are covering from the bottom dead to top dead center. That is nothing but the L, and whatever that volume contained by that L portion, you are very well known that what is mean by the formula of, what is formula for the volume. Volume is area into length. Length we are actually known from the stroke, and the area of the cylinder is pi by 4 d square. D also we are known. Then you can find out the swept volume of this. If you want to find out the capacity is nothing but the how much quantity you can store, and how much work you can take out of it. So mostly in real life engine, they used to calculate in the form of liter, because the volume is in the count of liter. So you will get to know that 1.5 liter of turbocharger or many other kind of notation will be seen, and this is also the simple form of notation capacity, which is nothing but the total combination of the all cylinder in the thing, your whatever bike you see in the road, on the road, which are the single cylinder, almost all the six cylinder, single cylinder, but few bike has a double cylinder, just like Harley Davidson, Royal Enfield. These are basics. Few bike has a other two cylinder, but for the car, olden days they were used for the four cylinder, but nowadays if there is a change, a little change, they were reduced from the four cylinder to three cylinder, because there is a lot of work is going on and the improvement was taking place. So downsizing which was going, and That downsizing just because of the technology improvement. And to find out the capacity of that is whatever the surf volume of that engine multiply the number of the your cylinder, whatever number of cylinder do you have. It may be 3 cylinder, 4 cylinder, or 6 cylinder. So the total capacity you will get from this formula, that whatever. And the if the engine is will be there, that whatever the swept volume for the one cylinder, it will be remain same for the all cylinder. It doesn't vary cylinder to cylinder. This parameter is compression. Other parameter is compression ratio, and this compression ratio is very much important because uh, this is the basic fundamental to limit your engine. So, which is nothing but the V1 divided by V2. What is meant by V1? V1 is the whenever you start engine, that is, the suction stroke is there. So whatever suction stroke is there, that volume, whatever the after suction stroke was taking place, whatever the air come inside that cylinder, whatever the space is available inside the cylinder, that is nothing but your swept volume. And that V1, it's not swept volume, but it's V1. And after the compression was taking place, whatever the portion remain in the cylinder, that is called as the V2, which is nothing but the clearance, whatever the clearance were available between your top dead, that piston top, and the cylinder head. So that is, and if you want to note it in the form of that notation, whenever you take a suction stroke, that also the combination of the suction as well as stroke volume, because the clearance ratio all the time remains same, and the suction stroke in which the piston is used to play. So when it sucks the air, it will also hold the clearance volume as well as the stroke volume. That is nothing but the V1 is swept volume plus clearance volume divided by whatever, once you compress the whatever portion remain at the top, which is clearance volume. So this is denoted as in two form, that V1 divided by V2, if it is given direct form. Otherwise, if it is denoted that the swept volume and the clearance volume. So you can find out with respect to these two formulas. And with respect to that, the comparison between the petrol and diesel cycle, you can find out these two as well. So here also they were compare, these two engine can compare with the compression ratio, because compression ratio is it has their own limitation for the different engine. For the petrol engine, it is vary from 9 to 12, which is limited due to the knocking process, because whenever if you compress the petrol more than 12 pressure compression ratio, that is nothing but when you compress this air above the mixture of the air plus fuel to the certain level, it start self ignition, because the temperature, the fire point of the uh, uh, just because of the higher temperature was for which will attain by higher compression. If the high compression ratio will be there, then after compressing this air, the temperature of that air will become so high. If temperature becomes so high, just because of that, the self ignition of this petrol which was taking place before the your spark is igniting, and which is heterogeneous form of the combination. That is why this knocking phenomenon which will occur. So that is why this limitation which were put for this petrol engine. And for the diesel engine, you're very well aware that in this combination we only compress air. That is why whatever pressure ratio you put in this engine, it won't get a self ignition. And yeah, but once you reach at the top dead center, they used to send fuel into a direct ignition system. This system also used in this day in the petrol engine, and it might be, yes, it is compulsory for the BS6 engine for each and every due to the carburation, because carburetor is the function of the carburetor to make sure the air fuel ratio. But due to the carburetor, there are many form of the emission wasn't taking place. So just because of that, they were reducing this carburetor, and it will not properly control on the airflow mixture. That is why they have thinking to change this carburetor with the direct ignition system. So similarly, it was using in the previous diesel engine. So diesel all the time used to the lean mixture, and it was very efficient engine compared to the petrol engine. And the pressure ratio, which was varying from the 16 to 24. But you can go more than that, because anyway you are compressing air, and it will not start until the fuel is added into it. And if you go, and the limitation is that if the pressure ratio is more than the whatever the portion you sustain this pressure, is required more thickness. And if you add more thickness to the cylinder wall, then the weight of this engine going to increase. And you are very well aware that the weight of petrol engine is very much lesser than the diesel engine. The reason is that just because of your weight, because the pressure ratio is high, then that is nothing but the whatever pressure hold by your cylinder will be higher. And the petrol engine, which is the pressure ratio is less, that is why the whatever the pressure inside the cylinder is less. That is why the weight of this cylinder is also less. Now come to the auto cycle. Auto cycle is nothing but the whatever you say in the petrol engine, whatever petrol car or petrol bike. This is all the bike. All bike are the petrol base engine. And in car there were two type of engine you get in the market. One is petrol base, and second is diesel base. So it is based on your choice what you want. And this cycle both are quite different from each other. So, and the function is also different from each other. So it is your choice what engine do you want. And these days there is a huge price increase in between these two, diesel as well as the petrol. And due to this engine and the technology is going to be very good in upcoming years. That is why this EV will be play a major role in this coming session. So let's see which will be role the future. So to understand the fundamental of this auto cycle, this auto cycle will be named as a petrol cycle, or spark ignition cycle, gasoline engine. So if you want to understand for the gate only, then you have to understood this two cycle, which is drawn on the PV and TS diagram. It is a simple form of the cycle, and this is ideal form of cycle, which is not a real form of cycle. A real form of cycle has a different shape, which I have not mentioned in it. But yes, this is useful for your gate examination. Yep. But if you want to real understand the concept of this cycle, you should go with the real auto cycle. So this cycle is moving from the first to second, second to third, third to four, and four back, four to one. And also there is a 0 to 1. But 0 to 1 in ideal condition there will be no work. If you think about in ideal condition, 0 to 1 there, it is not added on the PV diagram. But in real condition, it has been your pumping losses, which were taking place during the suction and the whatever your exhaust. In that period, you are spending your energy on this to do this work. That is why there is some work loss in between this 0 to 1 cycle. And when it move from the 1 to 2 for the ideal condition, which is adiabatic compression process. But in the real condition process, it's when it try to compress it, it will compress in more manner, the whatever it shows. And uh, when you move from the second stage to third stage, there in ideal condition it is a heat addition process. But in real condition it is whatever you're doing, it is you're burning the fuel inside this cylinder. When you move from the third to fourth, which is the expansion process, where the cylinder expand from the gases, the cylinder move from the top dead to bottom dead center, and the work is generated. But and After 4 to 1, it moves, and in this condition, whatever the exhaust gas is there, it was sent to the atmosphere. But here we assume that it is heat rejection process. This cycle, and this is ideal cycle, but in real cycle there are many losses. At the fourth stage, there will be a blow off losses, and at the third stage, there are many wall losses. So there are many losses, but we are neglected to understand this concept for the ideal thing. Similarly, if you drawn on this two thing, TS diagram as well, so it is uh, it's it's look like this, but and also this process is also called as the constant volume cycle, because whatever heat you are adding and rejecting to the atmosphere, which is nothing but at the constant volume process. So this cycle is also which is denoted in the form of constant volume cycle. It has two adiabatic process and two constant volume process. In the uh, 2 to 3 process, if heat is added in the constant volume process, which is been calculated by MCV T3 minus T2, and when it reject to the atmosphere in the process of 4 to 1, which is calculated by QR, which is equal to MCV T4 minus T1. And if you find out the compression ratio, which is nothing but 1 to when it move from the volume at V1 divided by volume at V2. And similarly, they just because of both the process are the constant volume process, also it denoted by the volume at V4 divided by volume at V3. Both in the both condition, it is equal to your compression ratio, which also can be written in the form of swept volume plus the clearance volume divided by clearance volume. And just because of these it include two adiabatic process, that is nothing but the temperature pressure relation will be applicable to this cycle as well, because intermediate temperature will be not given to you, and with respect to this relation, you have to find out the in between temperature and the pressure. So that can be calculated by with respect to T2 divided by T1 equal to pressure ratio. This in the Breton cycle it was a pressure ratio, but in this it's a volumetric ratio, or it's a simple form used to call as a compression ratio raised to the gamma minus one. And whatever cycle you have seen, all together, the gamma value is always 1.44, because for the ideal gas, it is always 1.44. If it is mentioned in the question that this is used for the monoatomic, then the gamma value is 1.67. And if it is triatomic gases, just like carbon dioxide kind of thing, so in that condition, it went the value of this lambda, the gamma is going to be 1.33. Similarly, if you rearrange this equation, it will also applicable for the expansion between 3 to 4. And the formula is denoted in the form of T3 divided by T4 equal to compression ratio raised to the gamma minus 1. And the efficiency, if you want to find out the efficiency of for this cycle, for the Otto cycle, it is similar to the whatever you have applied previously. That is 1 minus QR divided by Qn. If you put these two formula in this form, this is Q in and QR, then after rearranging that thing, you will get to know that final expression of this formula is yeah, this n equal to 1 minus 1 divided by RV raised to the gamma minus 1. And that is nothing but the efficiency of your Otto cycle. And in this condition, if the RV value, that is nothing but whatever the compression ratio you have, if you increase the compression ratio, the efficiency of your engine is going to increase. That's why they were mostly focus on the compression ratio as well, because if you are able anyway, if you are able to increase the compression ratio, then there will be the higher efficiency you get out from that engine. And uh, just only this is you can change, because the raw value you don't have a control on it, because if you want to control the raw value, then you have to contain the cylinder with you with a different gas, and whatever air is there, whatever air you have which is free of cost, and you need not to hold with you. So that is why this is it is easier to use that air for the U purpose. So that is why rho always remains 1.44. If you increase the raw value, then the efficiency will decrease. But mostly no one play with this raw value. Only they used to play with RV. Similarly, for the diesel engine, it's a reversible diesel cycle, and it's also called as a compression engine, which is nothing. Why is called as compression ignition in the petrol cycle or auto cycle? Once you compress the mixture of the petrol and air, the spark will taking place, and after that the compression will start, that expansion will start. But in this condition, when you start the compression till the compression is end, before the top gets enter, there is a fuel injection into that hot air. After entering into it, it gets self ignition, not just like the spark. This engine does not have any spark, so it start burning with itself. So in this condition, there is a little difference between these two cycle. Is that whatever the heat addition was taking place in the auto cycle, which was at a constant volume process. But in this process, the whatever the heat you are adding to the in this cycle, which is take place at the constant pressure process. You can see on the PV diagram, that is when it moved from the 1 to 2, it is adiabatic compression. And as per I have explained, in this cycle, the compression ratio is quite higher compared to your expansion stack. And this is very much important to you have to draw a correct PV diagram, because if someone asks you to find out to draw the cycle, you have to draw in the correct manner, because it has some meaning. So when it moved from the 2 to 3, it is constant pressure heat addition process were taking place. After that, when it moved from the 3 to 4, it is expansion process, which is obviously lesser than the compression process 3 to 4. And in this process, you are getting our work output of this system, and 4 to 1, which is heat reduction to the atmosphere. Only thing is changed from the Otto cycle is that the process heat addition process. Previously, it was at constant, and in this process, it was at a constant pressure process. So, if you want to draw on the TS diagram, it's look like the right hand side diagram on TS thing. So in this process, if you want to calculate the efficiency, you have to find the formula. Similar formula, you have to write it down. That 1 minus QR divided by Qn. That is nothing but heat rejected divided by heat input to this cycle. And if you want to calculate this input to the cycle, that is nothing but at constant pressure. You have to be very conscious to applying this CP and CV value. Where it is constant pressure process, then you have to apply the constant pressure heat addition, specific heat at constant pressure. And when you are adding or removing heat at a constant volume or constant pressure, you have to add the CP and CV with respect to that process. So here you are adding heat at a constant pressure. That is why it's been calculated as CP in bracket T3 minus T2. And similar and other process is that heat rejection process, which is calculated by MCV. Here use CV, because the process heat rejection is taking place at a constant volume process into T2 T4 minus T1. So if you add this thing in the this efficiency formula, The simplified formula you can find out with this, that 1 minus 1 divided by gamma in bracket RV raised to the gamma minus 1 multiply by RC raised to the gamma minus 1 divided by RC minus 1. And in this formula, that whatever this compression ratio, it's similar for the this Otto cycle and diesel cycle, the same. But here we have come across the RC. RC is nothing but the cutoff ratio. In this cutoff ratio, there have been heat addition process for taking place, and the expansion ratio is when the gases expand, which is from the process 3 to 4. So RE, which is V4 divided by V3. V4 is because if you want to remember that expansion ratio, so you have to always that whatever the ratio will be there, it is always positive. That is why bigger thing is at the top, which is nothing but at V4 the volume will be the higher compared to the V3 stage. And for the cutoff ratio as well, in the cutoff ratio there is a volume at V3 which is higher compared to the V2 level. And similarly for the this compression ratio, the volume at the first stage is comparatively higher than the stage at second stage. So from this, uh, you get to, if you want to, and there will be a little question which were asked in that what will happen if the pressure ratio will increase. Anyway, it's similar for the both auto and diesel cycle. If the compression ratio will increase, the efficiency of that particular engine will increase. But in this case, if you increase the RC value, that is cutoff ratio value, then the efficiency of this engine is reducing. And in this condition, the previous auto cycle, it contained the two cycle, but in this form it contained three process. In previous auto cycle, there was two adiabatic process and two constant volume process. But in this cycle, there will be two adiabatic process. One is the constant volume process, and the other is constant pressure process. So it contains three different type of process. And in the real condition, this ideal condition you have seen for the both cycle, but this is, you are very well aware that both are the ideal form. In actual form, the both the whatever engine is available, it is not work on either form of cycle. It is work on the dual form of the cycle. And this dual form of cycle is very well known for the high speed engine. Wherever you want to use the high speed engine, there this engine used very well suit for this high speed engine. So uh, in this engine, whatever you've seen in this one, only single process for there to heat addition process were taking place. But in this cycle, it is when two process where the heat addition was taking place, which is 50% from 151. It is not like that whatever the 50% is there. It depend on the construction of that engine. So if you want to see on the PV diagram, which is when the cycle was which is moved from the one to two position, that is adiabatic compression process. From it move from the two to three, that is nothing but at constant volume heat addition. Similarly, heat addition from the 3 to 4, it has been added at a constant pressure. From the 4 to 5, it is at adiabatic expansion. And from 5 to 1, it is constant volume heat process rejection process. So in this cycle, there this ratio is also very much important to find out this, because when you see that if the if the pressure ratio whatever you have, it is equal to 1, then this cycle become a diesel cycle. When your cutoff ratio, whatever you have the volume between 3 and 4, if it is 1, then it will that whatever cycle you have, it will be turn out to be auto cycle. And If you want to find out the whatever heat is input to the cycle, which is nothing but the heat added at a constant volume process plus heat added at a constant pressure process. So you have to here also you have to consider the Cp and Cv value with respect to that particular cycle. So Q in which is nothing but MCV T3 minus T2, which is at the constant volume process, plus MCP in bracket T4 minus T, which is at the constant pressure process, and the heat rejected that QR equal to MCV T5 minus T1, which is at the constant volume process. And the efficiency can be calculated when n minus 1 minus QR divided by Qn. It has a very complicated formula for the efficiency, which is simplified form of the. But if you want to calculate, you can find out with respect to this, and this is quite easier to find out. And till date, I get is not use any that uh, big form of efficiency to calculate this efficiency. So better to use this formula to find out, and it is easier. And in this formula, there is one relation which is very much important. That is the relation between this ratio, which is which can be seen as rho v. That is compression ratio equal to expansion ratio into the cutoff ratio. So this, as previous, we have seen that the volume compression ratio is the ratio between your suction and the compression top dead and the bottom dead. That is V1 divided by V2. The expansion is where the expansion process was taking place, which is nothing but here I have taken mistakenly V5 to V4. Yeah, it is right. Sorry, V5 to V4, and the cutoff ratio is from V4 T divided by V3, and the pressure ratio is P3 divided by P2. These are the three cycle which definitely the single question will be from this cycle, and they will ask on the efficiency or many other parameters. So you have to find out with respect to this, and in this example previously dual cycle, there is one sentence they used to ask in the frequent gate question, that is cut off equal to 10% of the stroke. So you have to find out with respect to that whatever of that compression ratio will be not given if they were mentioned in this form. So you have to find out, you have to put this sentence, you have to write in the form like this: cutoff ratio equal to 10% of the stroke. What is the cutoff ratio? Cutoff ratio is the difference between V3 minus V2, and equal to the 10% into stroke on what is the volume between the two stroke, that V1 minus V2. And from this formula you can find out the pressure ratio, that is V1 divided by V3. There is a comparison between Otto, diesel, and dual cycle. Uh, to understand in the simple form, I will explain afterward. But Nina, to answer the correct way, you need not to remember all those things. Whatever, when you come across the maximum temperature, here the rightmost diagram you have seen, which is the for case 4 condition, where the maximum wherever you see the maximum pressure and maximum wherever you see the maximum word in front of this pressure and temperature condition, that time always diesel efficiency of diesel cycle is more. Otherwise, if you not seen these two words, that maximum temperature and maximum pressure, then just close your hand and put the tick mark on that the efficiency of Otto cycle is higher than the diesel cycle, and dual cycle efficiency always in between that. So to remember and not to use your brain, just only need to get the correct answer, then you have to focus that whatever just only thing is to look at this two word: maximum temperature and maximum pressure. Otherwise just forget everything, and put they have to see that two word, then put the diesel cycle is more efficient than the dual cycle. And why is that, we will explain afterward. That if it is mentioned that the same compression ratio and the same heat input, as per you have seen the TES diagram, which is mentioned at the same compression ratio. That is nothing but the both diesel as well as petrol cycle. Both are having the same compression ratio and same heat addition process. But you know very well that whatever the TS diagram which has the volume process has a higher slope, which is 1 by CV, CV and 1 by CP. So the whatever CP it has due to the CP value, the slope of this process, constant pressure process was lesser than the constant volume process. So whatever heat is going to add in this two process, which shows that whatever on TS diagram, whatever the area hold by this cycle, which is nothing but the heat input to the cycle. As per the in the constant volume process, that is Otto cycle, in which heat is added to this process quite higher compared to the constant pressure process. That is nothing but the Q input to both the condition will be the same. In this, you are seeing that whatever it mentioned that heat input to system will be same for the Otto cycle as well as the dual cycle. But you can see on the this bottom cycle where the heat is rejected to the atmosphere, where you can see that whatever the Otto cycle is there, which is at constant volume process will reject the less heat to the atmosphere. That is nothing but if your engine is efficient, that is it shows your engine auto engine is more efficient. That is why it is emitting more less heat in the atmosphere. That is why it become more efficient. And in the second case, they were asked that if the process had the same compression ratio and the same heat rejection process. Previous stage they were said both the process has a constant heat, same heat addition, and here they were talked about the heat rejection process. But as for we discussed in the last case that when you add heat at the constant, whatever the area contained by this two cycle at the constant volume process, the slope of the constant volume process is quite higher compared to constant pressure process. That is why at constant pressure process, the area which are drawn on the this TS diagram, which is bigger than the constant pressure process. That is why heat is added in the Otto cycle is comparatively uh, higher, and that is why the output which you're getting from the Otto cycle is comparatively high. That is why the efficiency of this Otto cycle is higher. But only thing is that when the maximum temperature at the three stage, which is whatever it mentioned that the three stage, which is higher pressure and higher temperature, which is nothing but maximum temperature and maximum pressure, and it is asked in the two different manner: maximum temperature, which is and same heat rejection process, uh, which is nothing but T3 and QR process. And for the same maximum pressure process, where the maximum pressure was at P3, and the same heat rejection process. If these two processes drawn on the TS diagram, you can see that the constant pressure process, which is going to be higher, and CV will be the low because you're drawing in the deposit manner. So that is why here the constant volume process, which will cover the less heat input to the process compared to the constant pressure process. And constant pressure process is nothing but the heat your diesel cycle. In this power cycle, you're adding more heat to the cycle. That is why this diesel cycle is going to higher your output. And if the output is higher, then that is nothing but the efficiency of your diesel cycle is more. So this is the comparison between these two cycle. And to simply compare, which is nothing but whatever the word to word I have talked to you before that, you have to be focused on this two word, and other thing you need not to remember. Mean effective pressure is one of the common factor which you used to talk about, get always talked about. And why is that? Because during this cycle, the pressure remains varying, because at the suction level there was a very there is the atmosphere, the pressure which has in between cylinder, which is less than the atmospheric pressure. When it is compressed, it was more than the atmospheric pressure. And once again, the expansion that time it has a different pressure ratio, and it is continuously varying in between. But if you want to take an average of that, so which is nothing but you have seen on the previous diagram, which is you can see on the PDF, that is whatever cycle you had at the top. Similarly, you can draw at the bottom that whatever the portion you have below this PM value, that is nothing but the pressure uh, that is a mean effective pressure, which is take the average of this whole pressure variation, and that can be calculated. You are very well aware that what is PV work? That is work network equal to P into dV. That is the difference between V1 minus V2, and P is the mean effective pressure. And if you want to find out the mean effective pressure, you just divide it with respect to this volume. So the formula is turned out to be P, the main effective pressure equal to net work divided by V1 minus V2. And if you put this V1 minus V2 in the form of the swept and the cutoff ratio, that is V1 is nothing but the swept volume plus cutoff volume minus V2 is nothing but the cutoff value, and cutoff value get cancel each other and remain is swept volume. So main effective pressure is nothing but the ratio of the net work divided by swept volume. And there is another formula which is power, which is you can found out with respect to indicated power. This P is nothing but indicated power, and it is calculated by main effective pressure into area into length into the n divided by 60. And here AL is the AL is nothing but the swept volume of this cylinder, whatever cylinder you have, and n value which is vary for the two-stroke and four-stroke engine, which is nothing but the number of revolution was taking place during this cycle. So if it is two-stroke engine, that is nothing but per revolution there will be one expansion stroke. But for the four-stroke cycle, there will be one stroke after two revolution of the crankshaft. So that is why when it is four-stroke engine, that is small n should be written in the form of En divided by 2, and En is nothing but the number of RPM. So RPM, because OTD divided by with respect to 60, that is that will be take care of your RPM, which is simply if you put in the RPM form, it will be turn out to be your RPS. If it is mentioned, they used to ask that if the auto cycle has a maximum work output in this condition, that temperature at T2 and T4 level, which is nothing but geometrical mean of T1 and T2. And supercharger, it says that the supercharger, if you add into diesel engine, it will increase the performance of your engine, which is we have seen in the actual condition. And mean effective pressure also calculated from the Mohr cycle as well, where Mohr cycle used to draw a chart where you can find out this Mohr chart. The mean effective pressure is equal to Ka divided by L. K is nothing but the stiffness of the spring, and A is the area of the diagram divided by length of that diagram. So from that, this three formula, which is based on the indicated power, secondly on the network divided by, and the Mohr cycle area. And another example, this is the same example. If you want, if the circle is given on the PV diagram, if you are asked to find out the work output of this cycle, that is nothing but W is equal to pi by 4. Area at x-axis is area of that diameter in the x form, and diameter in the y form. Also, in similar manner, these two formula is given if it is drawn the previous diagram ellipse. So if you want to find out the whatever work which is hold by this cycle, this is the formula. Area is equal to pi into A into B. A into B is axis, a major axis and minor axis of this ellipse. So from these two formula, you can find out these two. And here we are ended with these six uh, modules. So whatever the cycle is there, I have explained and I have given the formula. And this formula almost, uh, uh, which will be very helpful for in your to understand the basic funda. And if you want to write it down, then you can write it down, because apart from this formula, you won't get any other formula. Only thing is get used to change in different languages or different word to divert you. So better to focus on this formula. And uh, yeah. And next chapter in which we will start with a different chapter.